What's up, Brandon? How you doing, buddy? Mike, what's going on, man? Buzz is in the house. Steven, what's happening, buddy? Man, I have not been able to. I've been busy the last hour or so leading into this. But I'll be reading the day one summaries in a little bit. Mario, what's going on? West, y'all. Dude, I just sent my fence guy a message, Wes. It's funny, man. He's been tied up on a job, so he still hasn't gotten to me. And I know that he builds a great fence, so I'm going to be patient. But no, to answer your question, Wes, the pit is still in the garage, man. Pit is still in the garage. Kenya, how are you doing? That is a new name. Kenya, where are you out of? I do not remember seeing that name in the chat before. So happy to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, Brandon, I really believe it was StreamYard, man. Yeah, I really believe it was StreamYard because I had never experienced anything like that before. B Triple, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? Good to see you. Carlos, Mr. Moncada, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you this evening. Folks, we're gonna give the peanut gallery a couple of minutes as usual, man. Mike, yeah, I know it's gonna be a tough night, man, but we're still gonna have some good conversation. They're watching the draft. Simon, buddy, great to see you this evening, man. Thanks for stopping in. Big D's, how are you doing, man? Simon, all is well, buddy. All is well, man. What have you been up to? Kenya, thank you so much from Richmond, Texas. Thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping in, man. And thanks for your support. Don't hesitate to drop a comment in those videos. I love to hear feedback, both good and bad. If there's something you'd like to see Mom and I cook, let us know and we'll do our best. But thank you. Hermano, ¿cómo está? Mr. Medrano's in the house, man. Great to see you. We'll give him another 50 seconds, folks. We'll give him another 50 seconds. Today, we're talking about budget barbecue. Barbecuing in a budget. Give them another couple of seconds. I guess I should play music this first 5 minutes. I got to figure out how to do that. Isn't that the truth, Joe? Isn't that the truth, man? How you doing this evening? All right, folks, we're at that 5 minute mark, man. I want to thank you guys and gals as usual for stopping in. Welcome back to another episode with Mom and Papa Joe. Today, the topic is going to be barbecuing on a budget. And I hate to put it this way, budget barbecue, because regardless of what you're spending on your barbecue, folks, it can still be very delicious, buying the cheapest of meats. So the question I posed in the promo is, what are some of your favorite inexpensive cuts? And I know today, using the term inexpensive isn't really applicable,
because nothing is inexpensive anymore. But what are some of the less expensive cuts? I guess that's a better way to put it. What are some of the less expensive cuts that you buy, and what are some of your tricks? What are some of your tips that you use to make them something special? And man, I knew one of the cheapest meats. Uh, I've got a list already, but I know you guys are going to have some of the same thing on the list. So I'm just going to go through in no particular order as I see them in the chat. Simon says pork butt is pretty cheap to barbecue and it feeds a lot of people. Simon, you're absolutely correct, man. Pork butt would be in my top five list of inexpensive, but very, very, very good end product in terms of barbecue. Look at some of the things. Look at the many things you can do with pork butt. Man, you got tacos, you got quesadillas, you got sandwiches, you got spaghetti. I mean, the sky is the limit. If you can imagine it, you can make it happen with pork butt. You can make it happen with pork butt, and you can cook pork butts in so many different ways. Do so many different things. Uh, and man, I can't think of the name. What is the red meat that Mexicans put on the spit and then shave it? What is that called? I can't think of it right now. But that's something else you can do with pork butt. Matter of fact, I've tried to do something like that in one of our videos a couple of years ago. Mr. Calzada, how are you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Steven says, can't go wrong with leg quarters. In terms of uh, cheap, chicken might be the cheapest. Chicken might be the cheapest meat, but we all know, man, that chicken is a staple. Chicken is a go-to. You're not going to go to a barbecue and not find chicken, whether it be whole chicken, whether it be half chicken, whether it be chicken quarters, whether it be legs, thighs, wings. I mean, chicken is an all around favorite. And just like pork butt, it can be cooked in so many different ways. You can do so many different things with it that, heck, you can host a barbecue with just chicken. Your appetizer, chicken wings. Main course, chicken quarters, potato salad, some baked beans. You know what I'm saying? So chicken is one of those things, man, that you just like I said earlier, if you can imagine it, you can make it happen. It's all up to the imagination. Mike, pork loin is also on my list. It is not a meat that I like, but I know it's inexpensive. I don't cook very many pork loins. As a matter of fact, I've done two over the years. And each time I just found it to be pretty boring. Now, I'm not knocking pork loin. I know a lot of people enjoy it, but you've got to put some work into a pork loin to make it taste good. You've got to add some other flavors. You got to. I've seen people inject it, and at that time, I found it to be fairly delicious. But just a pork loin just doesn't do it for me. But yes, you're correct. It is a pretty cheap piece of meat, and you can feed a lot of people. But if I were to ever cook a pork loin again, man, I would definitely be brining and then probably injecting something savory just to bring some life to it. Not a whole lot of fat, so it doesn't transfer very well with flavor without that fat. But it is inexpensive, and yes, you can feed the masses. And again, it's also one of those meats that you can do several things with. You can cut it into loin steaks or loin chops. You can wrap it in bacon, or you can stuff it. Cut nice thick slices, man. Cut a little pocket in there, and put things in it. So again, it's a great piece of meat. if you happen to enjoy that cut. Mr. Medrano, I totally agree, man. Puro pollo. And folks, let me tell you this about chicken. I you know, how many of you out there buy that preseasoned chicken you find in stores? And if you do you enjoy it? Do you like it? I have never picked up, or I should say, I've never put in the basket one of those preseason packs of chicken. I always like to control what I'm putting on there. Uh, I don't know, but if you have, did you find it tasty? Did you go back and get some more at some point? Oh, Triple B, beef cheeks. I love beef cheeks, man, but I don't know that they're inexpensive. And what partially makes them, I think, a little expensive is the amount of waste when you trim them. You might buy, let's say you buy two packages. The way I see them in stores, you buy two packages, you might end up with, let's say, 5 or 6 pounds. Unless you're cooking them right out of the package without any trimming, chances are you're going to be cooking something at a 50% loss. So, in my mind, that automatically kicks up that per pound cost because you're paying for a lot of fat, you're paying for a lot of sinew, a lot of what I call waste. You know, but it's an awesome piece of meat. And man, if I was to ever get a deal on, let's say, a case of beef cheeks at a seriously discounted price, I would jump all over it. Matter of fact, it's been a little bit since I've done a beef cheek video. Uh, Collab, anyone? Beef cheeks. I think the next time I do beef cheeks, I'm going to do them confit. I haven't done that yet. Brian, what's happening, buddy? Good to see you this evening, man. Chicken. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Chicken. Yes, folks. Those of you who are new, welcome to the Thursday night live stream. Stephen, there's a cut of meat that I know absolutely nothing about. I have never cooked it, have never eaten it. Uh, Man, I would love to hear more about beef kidneys. And I don't think I've even seen them in stores. I've seen lots of beef cuts, some of the stranger cuts, but I don't remember ever seeing beef kidneys. Talk to us more about that. Carlos Calzada said, here's a tip for or from HEB or to HEB and have them trim the fat off the brisket. That would be an awesome idea, but I don't know if they're going to cut into their profits in that manner. I don't know that they're going to cut into their profit in that manner. I know they're not making their own sausages in store. So I don't know what they would do with that waste. And if you were to buy trim briskets at HEB, uh, they're going to charge you for that trim one way or the other. So I don't know how that would work, Carlos. uh, yeah, Joe. Very affordable. Yeah, very affordable. I'm telling you, I'm going to show you guys. And once I get this pit in the back, I still don't have the pit in the back, man. Uh, but I am saving my first brisket on that pit, on the new pit. I have been saving a 26 pound, 26, a 26-pound American Wagyu brisket. And folks, when I say it was a brisket that I couldn't pass up, it's because it was marbled and it wasn't one of those heavy brisket with a lot of waste. It was one of those briskets that was just structured correctly, uh, almost structured perfectly in terms of fat to muscle tissue. So there will not be a whole lot of waste. And once I do get that pit set up in the backyard, I'm going to do this brisket trim uh, live. It's going to be on a Thursday night live. I'm going to trim this 26-pound brisket. And my plan for this brisket is going to be that I will trim no more than 6 pounds. I will have my scale in front of me. I will be dropping the trimmings on that scale. And when that scale says 6 pounds, I will stop the trim. And that is the brisket I'm going to cook. So I will be cooking by far the largest brisket I have ever cooked. I will be cooking a 20-pound American Wagyu brisket. And man, it'll be nice if this is in the next month. But just give me some time to get that pit in the backyard and find its permanent home. But yeah, Gorilla Joe, American Wagyus, they're not going to go down in prices anytime soon, man. Buzz, yes sir. Chuck Eyes, I've got a buddy Tom Fuentes. He swears by Chuck Eye. I have looked at them in the stores in my HEBs, and I have never seen one that said "buy me." You know, they tend to be a little on the thin side. They tend not to have the marble, and I guess at some point I should just pull the trigger and give it a try just to see if the flavor makes up for what it lacks in marbling. But yes, it is a great cut, a cheaper cut, and I've heard multiple folks said that it compares favorably to uh, to uh, to prime ribeyes, to a regular ribeye. Yes, Mike. Hope all is well. Word, Buzz. Word. Yeah, I've heard that. My buddy Tom Fuentes swears by it. Triple B, Mom and I were just talking about this last week, man. Neck bones. I in the past, Mom and I bought smoked neck bones, but we've used them in things like greens. I have never cooked or smoked a neck bone myself, but I've seen some videos where somebody has done stewed neck bones, and man, it looks absolutely delicious. There's a lot of meat on those bones. Uh, I have used neck bones when I'm making my pork stock for competition ribs. But yeah, I can see that happening. Uh, that would make for a great soul food video. So I can see that happening. B triple collab, anyone? Mario says flame grilled pork country style ribs, tortillas, pico, and guac. Now I will tell you that sounds like a winner, but man, anytime I get a country style rib, it the fat to meat ratio doesn't work for me. The fact that there isn't a bone there, I think it tends to lack a little flavor. If now, don't get me wrong, I would eat it if somebody makes it happen, but I've never been able to really enjoy a country style rib. Just too meaty and not enough fat. But yes, it is affordable, Mario, and that will be a great cut for barbecue. And again, that's not going to be the traditional barbecue, in the sense, but that is what I would call that gourmet barbecue, man. You can make something happen out of country style ribs. Yes, sir. There you go. Yes, I can. Tacos al pastor. Yes, sir. That was what I was talking about. Wes, man, I've pastramied several different cuts of beef, but I've never pastramied anything other than beef. And I have heard of people doing pork, so I can see that happening. I can see that happening. I've got plans for the next appropriate holiday. I want to do a ham. a ham from scratch. And curing a ham is sort of like making pastrami to a degree. So I can see that happening, Wes. Yes, Stephen, it was Al Pastor. That's the one I was talking about. Trompo. Man, I can never remember what trompo is. I will see a video every now and again, and then it just slips my mind. So yes, I can refresh my memory, man. Help me out. All right, because several of you are on the same page right there. Several of you are on the same page. Yes, Eddie, that is what I'm talking about. Al pastor. Buzz, pork loin is in the money. Much appreciated. Yes, I can. We love that, man. We appreciate it. I don't, I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to ask, what is this? Bar S Winnies. I don't even know, man. Oh, Winnies. Ay, qué menso, qué bárbaro. Hey, this, how many of us grew up with weenies being a significant part of a barbecue? You think about back in the days, man, growing up, how many of you would have a family barbecue, a family reunion, a backyard barbecue where weenies were not a part of what was happening on the menu? It absolutely was. And if you're anything like me, your weenie had to be scorched. I had to see some black. I had to see some char on my weenies. Even today, mom will tell you I don't boil. When I want a hot dog, I'm a Nate man. I will put that hot dog in the oven, and it will not come out until that hot dog has got some char to it in the oven. And that's when I'm too lazy to light up a grill. Other than that, it's going to be on the grill. But yes, you cannot go wrong with weenies at a barbecue. And we all know you can feed a lot of people for weenies. You can feed a lot of people. Oh yeah. Hey, that's his middle name, Carlos. Eddie Sausage Medrano. That's his middle name. BKC in the house. What's happening? I knew somebody was going to say baloney. I knew somebody was going to say baloney. Joe, and it's a great cut for barbecue. A lot of people enjoy it. I'm here to tell you, I have never had barbecue bologna. And I don't know that I grew up eating bologna. Don't get me wrong. I grew up eating bologna, but as I got out of my own and found a couple of dollars, I went away from bologna, and I don't think I have ever returned. Nor do I have a desire to return. Now, would I be open to something different as opposed to a bologna sandwich from my childhood? Absolutely. I see where people just really gusset up bologna. They've got the crisscross hatch marks on them, and they're grilling them, and they're saucing them, and they look absolutely delicious. I would be open to trying something like that. I know some restaurants make it a huge part of their menu, and it's sometimes their best seller. But I've never done one. So again, that would be a great idea for a video. I would love to see some of y'all's videos with bologna. It'll give me some ideas. Yeah, it absolutely would give me some ideas. All right, here we go. They're gonna start the sausage argument. You two are probably competing at the same of this week. All right. I see Sausage Fest in your future. Yeah. I see Sausage Fest in your future. Buzz says your local stores has pork, uh, prime brand pork tenderloins for wow, man. That is a awesome price. Buzz said he grabbed like 15 of them yesterday. You got to get it while the getting's good, Buzz. I don't blame you, buddy. Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, is that what that is, Brandon? All right. Brandon says, so those preseason chickens are those old birds. Yeah, I totally agree. I rather buy raw chicken and season it myself. Every time I see preseason chicken, they're red as hell. I don't know what they're putting in it to make it so red, but I am automatically turned off. I would have to be in a very, very bad way before I will buy that chicken. Carlos said they're very good. I don't know, Carlos. You've used them where? In competition? I don't know about that. I don't know. Yeah, Joe, it's got to be unseasoned every single time. I don't trust stores with seasonings. I've heard horror stories about places seasoning up stuff that might be, oh, yeah, that might about to go bad to try to hide that smell. I can totally imagine that. Yeah, I can totally imagine that. Nah, give me the raw stuff. Give me the raw stuff. Even if all I got at home is salt and pepper, that'll work. Big D says if he wants to start the smoker and just do something cheap, he'll do ABTs. ABTs. What are they? Are those the little poppers? ABTs. Help me out here. Are they like the bacon wrap popper thingies? Joe, man, beef cheeks are pretty simple to cook. I did my first a year and a half, 2 years ago, man. Just salt and pepper for the most part. Uh, and you just you braise it like you would do a smoked chuck roast or something along those lines. Pretty simple, man, but it's an absolutely delicious cut of meat. Barbacoa. You can do whatever you want with it. Oh yeah. Another cheap cut, Buzz says, is loin back ribs. I've been waiting for somebody to say pork ribs, not country style, just regular pork ribs. That is one of the cuts that I've found over the last year and a half hasn't gone up too ridiculously high in price. It went up some, but not compared to brisket or steaks or something else. Our rib stayed fairly close to its original price, and it came down quickly. So ribs to me is one of those go-to when I'm looking for a cheaper cut for anything resembling barbecue. And man, just like some of the other cuts that we mentioned, how many different ways can you cook ribs? You know, again, man, use your imagination and you can just go crazy. You can go Asian, you can go Mexican, you can go Jamaican, you can do all kinds of things with ribs. And man, and we're talking about, I talked about that 26-pound brisket. I am sitting right now, I'm not sitting on it, but it's in my freezer. I have got the perfect, probably the most perfect rack of ribs, full rack of ribs that I've ever seen. It weighs almost 10 pounds. I'm talking about marbled, even thickness from end to end, wide, without a lot of waste. The brisket bone, the rib tips are not humongous. And man, I think I want to say I paid like 14 bucks for that 9.5 pound rack. I want to do something special. I don't want to do just a regular rib cook because I probably will not run across a 9.5 pound rack again. So that is sitting in my freezer until I find the 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 gem of a cook that I'm going to use that in. If you got any ideas out there, throw them at me. 9.5 pound rack of ribs, beautiful rack of ribs. A baby cow. I think I missed something there. Yes, I can. I think I missed something there. Triple B says he doesn't waste any of a anything from a pack of beef cheek. He'll get a pack of four. All right. See, our stores, we've got a pack of two. And I want to say they're pretty close to that price right there. Oh, from Sam's Club. All right. After trimming the cheeks, he puts the trimmings in the fat. All right, and use them to comb feet. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. All right, that's a great idea. Yeah, because there is enough fat for them to cook themselves, Brian. I totally agree. $15 a case. He charges 50 in a slab, two for 25. Make that money, Buzz. Make that money. And I want to say, Stephen, right now we're talking about beef. I will be looking next time I am in HEB. HEB usually has them next to the beef cheeks, tongue, and mollejas. Man, I'm in that section often. I am in that section often. I guess I haven't been paying attention. Steven says he slices them in 1-inch strips and seasons them with Fiesta mesquite flavored fajita seasonings and Spanglish bowl citrus. And Steven, how do you cook them? I mean, are you grilling them? Are you braising them? Are you smoking them? Eddie, man, it remains to be seen. You know, I haven't fired up that pit yet, so I don't know how it's going to burn. But I would think a 20 pound brisket is going to take me 12, 15 hours. My goal would be to cook that brisket at 275, so I could see 12 to 15 hours. I don't know 20. I don't believe in that hour per pound talk, but we'll see. What's up, Ron? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you this evening, man. All right, Carlos, we will see that, man. Buzz said local barbecue joint, $35 a slab for baby backs, and they're not even very good. You know, man, if people will pay it, then they'll sell it. Yeah, then they'll sell it. Eddie, man, I hit up my culebras uh, once or twice a month, but in terms of meat, I've never really ran across anything that interests me. I go to Culebras for some other things. Now, when I'm looking for a pig or so, I will hit them up. But I've never seen anything in their meat display case that said, "Man, I need to get some of that." Maybe I need to pay closer attention. Wow, Buzz says they actually won a one bite contest last year using chuck eyes, and people swore that they were ribeyes. Well, congrats. Man, you season and cook any piece of meat, you make it delicious. You'll be surprised of what it can do. Yeah, you would be surprised. Quint is in the house. How are you doing, Quint? Good to see you. Yes, Buzz, chuck roast. We all know, aka the poor man's brisket. And man, I think we ought to be very thankful that chuck roasts are not 12, 15, 18 pounds like a brisket. Otherwise, they would cost more than a brisket. I don't know if we're paying attention and looking at that per price pound, but thankfully, a chuck roast runs 2.5 to 4 or so, 5 pounds. I guess you could order a bigger one, but thank goodness they don't come in the sizes that brisket do. Otherwise, they would be more expensive than brisket. So I always giggle when people call them a poor man's brisket. Now you got to be pretty heavy in the pockets if you're going to be buying chuck roast on a regular basis. Ah, there you go, Triple B. Country style ribs is just pork shoulder. All right, just might as well buy the butt and make your own country style ribs. You'll get more for your money. Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. And that is the reason why I think, you know, uh, that they're so thick when they're cut like ribs, that they have all that meat, and then they're not quite as fatty as, let's say, a a regular rib, a spare rib. So they tend to dry out. They tend to dry out. Mama's feeding me beer, and I still got a full one, just open one. Charlie, what's happening, buddy? Charlie, I am sold. I did my first chuck roast, uh, like a brisket. I hate to use that term, but I did my first smoked chuck roast a month or so ago, and man, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I am not a fan of chuck roast in dishes like pot roast. All right, they just tend to be too stringy and not enjoyable for me. But like a brisket, I was pleasantly surprised. We ate off of it the first day as it was. We made sandwiches the following days, and I want to say we finished it off with some tacos. Absolutely delicious. So yes, I am sold about smoked chuck roast. And for me, man, I am so happy. It is normal for several of my HEB to carry the American Wagyu chuck roast. A lot of beautiful marbling, and they cook really well. They render down really well and are absolutely delicious. They're tender, they're moist. So yes, now of course they're going to be a little more expensive than your regular select or maybe a prime chuck roast, but they're worth buying. Yeah, they are worth buying. All right, my baby is googling. Google says trompo is the name for the vertical rotating spit of al pastor meat, which the gauchos shave glistening ribbons of pork off into their tacos. All righty. Yes, I can. I was waiting for somebody to say ground beef. Just like hot dogs, we mentioned earlier, ground beef is a staple at barbecue cook-offs, man. And again, like some of the others we've mentioned, you can do amazing things with ground beef, outside of hamburgers. A lot of us are into smoked meatloaves. I have made kebabs out of my trimming, out of my brisket trimmings. Man, there's so many things you could do with ground beef, and you can feed quite a bit of people for a very very affordable price. So yes, ground beef is in the mix. uh, I have never heard of a Carolina Pride weenie. But yes, are definitely, man, a barbecue staple and very affordable. That is true, Brandon. That is true. Joe says that's all his family's barbecue were hot dogs and hamburgers. Now, Joe, if the family when they get together, they bring a lot of kids into play. I can understand that. But if there aren't a whole lot of kids, man, you've got to have some grown up food. You've got to have some grown up food. Some chicken quarters, some thighs, some legs. You've got to have something, maybe even a couple of slabs of ribs for some adults. If I am coming to you and you tell me, man, I'm gonna throw something on the grill, and I get there and I see hot dogs and hamburgers, I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna talk about you. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about you while I'm eating your food. Yeah, we talk. uh, Joe said if we got lucky, his dad would make chicken thighs with some sauce. I totally know that, man. Dude, man, I look back and my pops wasn't there barbecuing, and my mom definitely didn't mess around on the grill. My mom would throw down in the kitchen. So I did not grow up uh, with those traditional barbecues the way many of you did. Buzz, we talked about how affordable weenies are. Nathan's are on the higher end of weenies. If you're going to throw down some weenies at a hot dog at a barbecue uh, to feed the masses, man, you're not going to buy Nathan's. You know, you're not going to buy Nathan's. Nathan's is what you're going to buy for you and your family. But if you're gonna be buying weenies to feed 40, 50 people, you're gonna get more bang for your buck and go get you some weenies that just say pork weenies or pork and beef weenies on the package. You know how that is. Yeah, Nathan's are a little on the pricey side. Man, I have never priced bologna. Like I said earlier, growing up, Brian, we used to eat the heck out of bologna. Uh, but if I remember correctly, even back then, my mom never bought bologna by the log. She'd buy that pre-sliced bologna in the package, and that was fairly cheap. But I could imagine today a whole log of bologna being pretty expensive. Yeah. Yeah, a smoked chub. Ah, wow. Quint, man, I'm talking right now with Ryan from Backline. I don't know if you know who that is, but he built like a live fire cooker, Santa Maria style for Alton, the dog father. So I am interested in one of those, but man, I want it with a rotisserie. Yeah, I want it with a rotisserie. So yours sounds awesome. You get a chance, man. Shoot me a picture of that, Quint. Yeah, if you get a chance, shoot me a picture, man. That sounds good. My man, CD, what's up? Raging Cajun. Raging Cajun. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Jaime, what's happening, buddy? How are you doing, man? El Barrio's in the house. Boy, El Barrio's always on the go, jumping in here really quick before Bible study, man. Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it as usual. Yeah, yeah. All right, there you go. Atomic Buffalo Turds. He's uh, whoa, my man. Brian Kempker, what's happening, buddy? How are you doing, man? Good to see you. We got a couple of LEOs in the house tonight. So we're all going to be safe, folks. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. El Barrio pork steaks. Absolutely. cut them yourself. Cut them yourself. You cut them to the desired thickness, and they're delicious. They're quick cooks. Season them with whatever you enjoy. Quick cooks, and very, very affordable. And you can feed the masses. Unless you're cooking for the neighbors. If you buy a 9 pound pork butt, and you're cutting into, let's say, less than half-inch slices, man, you're gonna get 20 steaks out of that thing. 15, 20 steaks. You're gonna be able to feed a lot of people. Very affordable. Yeah, Mama, Brian is a stranger, man. I don't hear from him unless send him a message or something. Just kick to the curb. Yeah, just kick to the curb on that grind. Lance, what's happening, buddy? How are you doing this evening, man? All right, let me see if I can get to the bottom of this. Sleeper is still on that grind, man, doing that embroidery. Yeah, doing that embroidery. Whoa. Never once expected I'd see Oxtail in the conversation tonight, Buzz. Man, and if you're able to get him cheap, man, then I am envious because, again, oxtail is one of those meats. If I found a deal, I would try to wipe them out. I've got a inside freezer, I've got a deep freezer inside, and then I've got a garage freezer. So I could put away some oxtail for a little bit. So if I found a deal, I would be all over it, man. But right now we're paying close to $7 for a pound of oxtails, and I trim my oxtails. There are a lot of people that swear in not trimming. I do not want all that oil, all that fat in whatever my end product is going to be. So I do some trimming. And if you've ever looked at a package of oxtail that says maybe 3 pounds, and then weigh your trimmings after the fact, if you're trimming the way I'm trimming, you're looking at 3/4 to almost a pound of trimmings, man. And then you count that big thick bone. So you are getting I hate to call it waste, but you're getting quite a bit of waste for that 6.89 per pound. And again, that fat can be broken down into tallow or other things. So uh, just that bone, you can't do anything with it. Maybe make some stock later on. Yeah, mama's been running around here all stuffy, allergies. It's amazing how there are going to be times when we both suffer from allergies at the same time. And then sometimes she will and I won't. Sometimes I will and she won't. Don't understand it. Hey, I have heard that. Unfortunately, I have never been to a Michoacana. I don't have one close by. I know Eddie Medrano goes very often, and they sell like preseason taco meats. There was one time, well, twice, we held competition classes at the Barbecue Depot. Eddie Medrano and Ruby's shop, and Eddie cooked for us Friday night, and he did uh, street tacos from Michoacano. And man, absolutely delicious. Yeah, you would have thought you were on some food truck alley or something. Awesome. All right, so we're talking beef kidneys, Stephen. Stephen says he usually grills them slash barbecue along with everything else while cooking. he said, he says he has to warn you, there's a smell that can maybe put you off. Some people cook them last. He never has. I'm here to tell you, Stephen, I am not one of those, and I don't think Mama is either. That is put off by smell, so to speak. I am. I If anything is going to be put if anything is going to put me off, it's going to be texture. It's not going to be sight. It's not going to be visual. It's not going to be smell. Uh, I eat chitlins, and if you're able to eat chitlins, I mean, I don't think they can smell any, and I don't think chitlins stink. They've just got a specific aroma. I won't even call it an odor, just a specific aroma. And I'm sure that's the exact thing with the beef kidneys. All right. Others boil first and then sear. Okay. I can see that. My man Charles, what's going on, buddy? Again, thanks for stopping in, man. Much appreciated. Steven, what's up, buddy? Country style ribs. He discovered them last year and was blown away. And he'll cook them, buy them anytime he sees them at the grocery store. What's happening, buddy? I guess I will have to take a second look. All right, I will have to take a second look and see if I can't do something with some country style ribs. They're loved by a lot of folks. Yeah, they're loved by a lot of folks. If sleeper can get into them, because sleeper is finicky as hell. If sleeper can get with country style ribs, then I will be able to. Absolutely. Hey, I've been saying it forever. If a grinder is not a part of your toolbox at home, you're missing out. I love grinding my own meat. Nothing bothers me more, man, that when somebody is doing let's say, and I know it's a time saver, but man, as a content creator, uh, I would hate to pull out some frozen hamburger patties, or I would hate to put out a pack of hamburger meat from ground beef from HEB as a content creator. Um, and I think as content creators, man, we're cooking enough, we're trimming enough that we should have a little bit of a stockpile. And I love to see somebody grinding meats, at the start of their video for whatever the end product is. And grinders are pretty cheap. You don't need a an industrial restaurant uh, style grinder. You're not going to be grinding that much stuff. I mean, I want to say, mom and we probably paid $99 for our little grinder academy, and it's been going strong for almost 8 years now, and it's been going strong. And it came with a sausage attachment. I've never been interested in any kind of sausage making, but it's got a basic sausage making kit to it. I totally agree with that comment, man. Might be comment of the evening. That's what I was telling him, mama. Yeah. Buzz has got it made. Yeah, Buzz has got it made. My man Terry is in the house. How you doing this evening, Terry? Great to see you, man. Great to see you. Yeah, Buzz. I man, even after watching guys like Joe, I watch Sleeper, I watch Trumpet, I watch Johnny. Uh, what is it? Texas Cuisine, Johnny. I watch Daddy Dutch, all making sausage, and I never left one of their videos saying, "Man, I want to make some sausage." Now I have left their videos saying, "Man, I want some of those sausages," but I've just never been interested in making sausage. Folks in the local area, man. Uh, First Sunday of every month, 2M Smokehouse does barbacoa, and their barbacoa is legit. Their barbacoa is legit. And again, man, I don't eat a restaurant barbecue, but when we do go to 2M, I'm gonna tell you that it tends to be on the Sundays for that barbacoa. Uncle Steve is in the house. What's happening, buddy? How are you doing, man? Good to see you this evening. Good to see you. Mama Buzz says that he and the missus are in Arkansas, and he find them marked down quite a bit. And I guess, man, that is all about supply and demand. If there aren't a lot of people buying it, I can see the prices dropping. So I would hope people would stop buying it in my neck of the woods, but that is not going to happen anytime soon. Yes, it's Mario. What's happening, man? How are you doing? Randy Shifter's in the house. What's up? What's up? Andrew, great to see you this evening, man. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you so much for stopping in. You and I are going to have to talk because you tend to time this right around that 50-minute mark. Yeah. Don't let me catch you in the streets. Yeah. Don't let me catch you in the streets. So there's a way to modify the Gabby's grill and add a rotisserie attachment. I'm going to, as soon as I get off of this chat, I am going to go Google a Gabby's grill because I haven't the faintest idea what it is, what it looks like. To modify the grill and add a rotisserie attachment. All right. I will have to take a look. I will have to take a look. Daddy Dutch is in the house. What's up? Darnell, thanks for stopping in, man. I'm working to get at the bottom, folks. I'm trying to stay in touch with everybody. Whatever, man. Andrew says, "Hey, this if this is true, I never knew that. A chub is a standard unit of bologna. No joke. Well, that explains quite a bit as I think about things. Yeah, that explained quite a bit as I think about things, Andrew. Thank you for that bit of information. Yeah, Mama, it's been a couple of years, man. It has been a couple of years. Darnell had a birthday, man. All right, well, congrats, Darnell. Happy birthday, happy belated birthday, whenever that was. Cajun, I have never smoked elk. The closest thing in terms of wild game in the beef department would be buffalo, and that was some ground buffalo meat, and Mom and I found that delicious. But that is the closest thing. I've had elk burgers. I had elk burgers in South Dakota, and they were delicious. So I don't know much about them. Oh, his birthday is today? Well, happy birthday again, man. Yeah, happy birthday again. Yeah, Daddy Dutch, I can stand that, man. Country style ribs and pork steaks, both highly underrated. Both of them. Buzz, you and I need to hook up because there's some things you're holding back from me. I don't know what you know about curry and jerk, but we need to talk. Yeah, we need to talk. Cajun says, pro tip, buy your wife a stand mixer, wait a month, and then buy the meat grinder. Uh, hey, that's a slick way to get what you want, man. Yeah. All right, there you go, sleeper. That'll make for a great collab. Yeah. What you talking about, Willis? Mike says that he was told if you marinate chitlins in Italian dressing overnight, they won't smell. I don't know about all that. Uh, Daddy Dutch says he loves blending pork ribs and brisket trimmings together and add some smoke bomb Texas red Lucky Shake uh, prior to prior to bringing. I'm not sure. What are you making? Sausage? Texas made. What's happening, man? Thanks for stopping in. Thanks you for stopping in. Darnell, I totally agree, man. I think that might be my biggest reason for not getting into it. It's just a lot of work, a lot of work. And while I'm not opposed to work, it's just not something I want to do standing at that table or counter for extended periods. Yeah. Yeah, sleeper, I totally understand. There's some things that people enjoy while others don't. Yeah, while others don't. Buzz is gonna email you, sleeper. Ha, ha. All right, folks, we are getting to the bottom here. Oh, Mario says he is switching names. Is that the case? Oh, no, no, no. All right. Texas Made is switching names. He's hollering at, yes, it's Mario. Mama said tripas and chatterings. All right. Tripas and chitlins are the same, just prepared differently. Buzz, I can see that, man. I'm interested. Yeah, I am interested. Chef, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you this evening, man. Good to see you this evening. The smoked chub. Yeah. I just love that name, though. Yeah, I love that. The Gabby Grill is the Santa Maria attachment for your Weber kettle. All right. Junior is the guy who makes it. Sweet, sweet. Buzz, Buzz said he knew about all this stuff growing up in the hood. That's what I'm talking about, man. That is what I'm talking about. All right, got you some subs. All right, folks, you know I'm an hour-long man. Uh, we managed to get a video in for tomorrow, so I'm still sticking to that 2 a week, man. I don't know how much longer. Sometimes it gets hard, but we managed to get one in that I think you guys are going to enjoy. I wanted to see would I be able to, or would that piece of equipment be able to sear a steak? So I did a combo Traeger cook. I smoked a man. I smoked a beautiful almost 2.5 inch thick. It was marked a rib roast, like a prime rib roast, but I treated it like a steak. So I smoked a 2.5 inch steak and then seared it on the new Traeger flat rock griddle. That video is dropping as usual tomorrow at 10. Man, check it out. Let me know what you think. I really think it's going to work. I really think, man, I was impressed at how that griddle was able to sear that steak. But as usual, folks, uh, Mom and I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, man. Enjoying the evening. Thank you once again for some great conversation. Uh, if there are no last minute questions or comments, man, once again, I want you guys to hit it hard tomorrow. One more day, man, and your weekend starts. For some of you here in Texas, you might get Fiesta Friday off. I know Mama does, but I really want you guys to enjoy your weekend, man, and take care of yourselves. Look out for each other, and Mom and I will see you when we see you.